Touch the prize. That's the fate of Paul Moore. For 3 years, he's chased the glory of winning the 10-pin Masters. For 3 years, he's made it to the final. And for 3 years, he's been the runner-up. There's no prize for consistency, only one for winning. And winning the partycasino.com World 10-pin Masters is still Paul Moore's dream. Welcome to the Metrodome for the partycasino.com World 10-pin Masters. The players are down there putting in some last-minute practice, and no wonder the competition has a tough reputation. Just 2 games per match in a straight knockout format, so one mistake could be costly. This is the story so far. Jason Belmonte, the defending champion, travelled from the other side of the world to be here at the Metrodome. 1 match later, he's on the plane back home. He never really settled. Movements in the crowd and relentless pressure from his opponent meant that an Englishman making his debut has put the defending champion out. James Tidd celebrated his birthday in some style with a place in the quarter-finals.
What a fairy tale story this has been for this young man to qualify for this event first of all. And with that strike to put out the defending champion, Jason Belmonte. James Tidd has picked up one hell of a scalp.
Tidd will now face the South African Guy Kaminski. He overcame the Dutch #1 Ghislaine van der Tol. It was a nervous start from van der Tol, which eventually cost her the match. Kaminski, while not perfect, was steady enough to book his place in the next round.
Good clear thinking from Guy Kaminski and a good solid performance. He had his problems, but he coped with it very well indeed. And rather than panic and change things too much, he just made sure that he got things to work in his favour.
Her first time, it's difficult, you know, it's a quick format, and I really feel for her, but unfortunately there has to be a winner, and obviously just glad it's me.
Tonight it's all about Paul Moore, the local hero and England #1, and his attempt to win the Masters. This is where the dream comes a step closer to being a reality. This single lane has been good to Moore, but also incredibly cruel at times. Never more so than last year when he barely put a foot wrong in the final. He just happened to be facing a bang-in form Jason Belmonte.
11 strokes in a row. This is Jason Belmonte from Australia, bowling for a televised 300 game.
They don't come along very often, but sometimes you get lucky enough to see one. Get in there, Jason Belmonte! It's another 300 maximum televised here from this World 10-pin Masters. The crowd are on their feet, and so they should be. He's called Hollywood at this tournament, and now you know why. It's another blockbuster from Belmonte.
So the big question on everyone's lips, can Moore really lift the trophy after so many years of being the nearly man?
This is my 4th 10-pin Masters. The first 3 years I played, I was second every year. So it's been a bit of a habit that I'd like to break, really. It's maybe go one better this year.
But let's not forget the man he faces in round 1, and it just goes to show how tough the Masters is. Alex Liew is Asia's #1 and a formidable hurdle to Moore's dreams.
I'm happy to be one of the top bowlers here. This has been a good achievement for me for the past few years, and they invite me to come over here. It's a very quite surprise, and I'm happy with it.
Can Paul Moore live up to those expectations, or will Alex Liew upset the locals? It's time to find out as we hand over to our commentary team of Cass Edwards and Simon Golding.
So Paul Moore and Alex Liew about to get this match underway. Our third first-round match, and Bernie White, the referee, just making sure that both players are happy and ready to go. There he is, Bernie, casting his judicious eye over proceedings, and he's had a fair bit to concentrate on in the first couple of matches. He's had a foul, he's had a gutter ball, plenty for him to watch. Now Paul Moore to open his campaign. 3 finals in a row for the young Englishman. And that's the way to start. Well, we said he's at home on this lane, and he's just proved it there with that first delivery. A strike off the bat from Moore.
This is going to be very interesting because both are left-handers. Both will be playing in one another's strike area. And it will be interesting to see who's going to win the battle Great shot there from Paul Moore to start. Opens up with a strike.
Now, you know me, Cass, I don't like to put you on the spot too much, but after Alex Liew's shot, let's see who you think is going to take this one.
I hate you, Simon.
Well, Moore looked smoother, didn't he?
Liew got the result as well. It's all level. Give me another couple of frames, Simon. I'm going to sit on the fence if I can.
I knew you would. I knew you would. So both men off to a decent start. Strikes for the pair. Alex Liew's got a pretty good record at this tournament. Has always stood himself in good stead every time he's appeared here. That's why he keeps getting the invites to come back. But he'd have to go some to compete with this man's record. Moore working a strike. Or working it well, it's a double.
A slightly different line to the one that Alex is playing. Paul was a little bit more inside. Pushed it out towards the gutter. And let it really rip back. Plenty of hook, plenty of angle. Carrying all 10 pins. The interesting point here was going to be that, as I said, both left-handers, both playing the same area of the lane. Now, they could actually corrupt the oil that each other are playing in, so it may be that they're going to be looking for adjustments early on. If they don't get the reaction of the ball they're looking for, it could be that their opponent is corrupting their bowling line. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's a bit of Russian roulette, really, for these two, and you just don't know when that oil is going to be stripped away. And, well, I wouldn't have said it's happened yet. Alex Liew has been a bit light into the pocket on both deliveries, and he just didn't get the mix this time.
Yeah, certainly a bit straighter. Just leaves that 6-pin standing. A little wobble. Straighten the spare ball out.
It's a great reaction from the crowd. They just get into it, so into it. And because you're up close and personal with this lane, it's very easy to just get totally absorbed by the match. And the crowd, once again, really locked into this competition. And this is some competition. Liew versus Moore is certainly one of the picks of the first round. Moore then, doing what he always does. He's a funny character, isn't he, Cass? Because if you were to meet him just first up, you'd think he's a very nervous young man. He's not at all. He's very confident.
Very focused, is young Paul. And he's determined to do well. When you see how wide that angle shot was, it's just unbelievable. I'm unlucky not to get the messenger there to take that 7-pin away.
Well, he shouted hook at the end of that one because he wanted it to cut right back into the pocket, and it nearly did for him.
Yeah, that huge angle he's creating that's coming back there, that's probably the reason that 7-pin's standing, but unlucky not to get the messenger to take it out. Back comes the spare ball, which will be of a harder surface. He'll cut down the angle and bowl this reasonably straight, just like that. That's the way to take single-pin spares.
Yeah, that was nicely done by Paul Moore, so he can't manage to turn that double into a turkey. But he does have a marginal advantage at the moment over Alex Liew. Now, if Liew can strike, he will claim the higher ground once again.
Alex appears to be bowling a much straighter shot down the lane rather than looking for the great coast to coast that Paul is playing from the centre of the lane out to the edge and then back. Alex is playing it a lot straighter, which is a more of a consistent line.
Far better delivery, wasn't it, Cass? He really was solid there.
Absolutely, yeah, you couldn't fault that at all. Just had some nice rotation on the ball, just to turn it over and hook up as it gets into the dry back end, just enough to carry all those pins away. You don't have to have these high hooking balls, just some rotation on it, hit it in the right place, in the sweet spot, and it carries 10.